Alright guys, so this is a review that I've been waiting to do, and waiting to do, and waiting for a very long time, but it's finally here, and I'm really excited to do this. So without further ado, I present to you the Krytac Vector AEG. I've been waiting a long time to get my hands on this thing. I pre-ordered it in February. It was supposed to come out a lot earlier, but they got delayed until the end of June. I finally received mine like mid to late August. All I can say is it was worth the wait. This thing is awesome. I'm not going to get into too many technical details about this gun because there are a lot of channels on YouTube that have already covered it, like Airsoftology. They've done a lot of the internals and things like that, so I'm not going to go into all those things, but I'm going to tell you what I think of it, a quick overview of all the features, my favorite things about it. We're going to do some shooting tests, range, accuracy. So I'm going to tell you all the things that you want to know about this Vector, and I'm really excited to do it. So let's get into it. So let's start right at the end here. Starting at this side, you have a very solid feeling stock. This butt plate is polymer, it's not rubberized in case anyone was wondering. The stock itself is very solid. I don't know if you can see this here, but there's no wobble at all in mine. There's a sling attachment right here on the bottom, which is awesome if you use a bungee sling like me. Nice and high, hangs at a good distance here. Stock is collapsible with the button here on the back side. Presses in very easily. Stock folds forward and you gotta lift it slightly, locks onto that piece there. Locks in place, extremely solid. Again, no wobble in that there. Snaps back into place pretty well. Nice solid click, and again, it's there, no wobble. So trademarks on this gun, let's go over those real quick. There's some on this side, on stock on the back, along with the Vector V on the top there. There's the V on the side, along with right here by the magwell. Krytac, official licensed product. Another Kriss here up at the front. There's a serial number. I believe they're unique to each Vector, so that's really cool. Along with the sights that come with it, they are also have some Defiance trademarks right on the front there of the sights. So going forward with the gun here, you have the safety lever, which also is a decocking function. So switching it to safety actually disconnects the battery from the motor, which is a pretty cool thing. It also decocks the gun so there's no pressure on your spring, so it keeps everything good in there. So going down here to the grip, there's some nice texturing on the side, texturing on the back and the front. I find the grip itself pretty comfortable in the hand. I've not had any issues. I've not felt like it's cumbersome or anything like that. Plenty of room vertically also. If you are a glove user, like I said, I haven't used it with gloves, but it looks like that'd be no problem. So looking right at the bottom here of the grip, there's a small removable little hatch here. That's where the battery goes in. So you remove this little guy on the bottom, and that's where your battery goes in. It does come completely off, so make sure you set this somewhere close by. Don't lose it when you go to put your battery in, change it out. This is one thing that has been a struggle so far. I had to order specific batteries just for this gun because the battery space is very limited. Your best bet's going to be a small lipo. I will put in the description a rough measurement of this battery area so you can see what kind of batteries when you go to buy them, or if you have some already, check what's going to fit in there because it's very limited. Looking here at the selector switch, you've got obviously single, 2-round burst, or full automatic. Clicks in place with a really nice definitive click for each one. See if you can hear that here. Nice definitive click for each selection. And that nice rich red on the black just looks really nice. Really nice markings there. So coming down here to the magwell, it's a little bit different than your typical magwell. I mean, it works pretty much just the same, just the design's a little different than what you'll be used to with like your standard M4, but it works very well. The magazines click into place. A definitive click there, so you know that it's locked in. You don't have to worry about it. When I've been testing this out, I've been playing with my hand right here on the front over top of the mag release. People have asked me, well, aren't you worried that you're going to hit that mag release and accidentally drop your mag in the middle of a game? I've been a little bit worried about it, not gonna lie, but it hasn't been an issue at all. I can put my hand here pretty comfortably and not hit it at all. I've not had an issue with it, so maybe that's something to look out for, but it's not been a problem for me. So moving up on this side here, we have the dust cover. So you can just flip that dust cover up by hand, adjust your hop up, flip it back down, no harm done. But you can, if you want to, use the charging handle on this side. It will open that dust cover up for you, but it's not necessary. It's mostly just here for authenticity, so that's pretty cool. That just makes the gun a little bit more realistic and keeps to the original Vector as much as possible there. So moving up to the front here, you do have this nice metal front rail that you can attach. Probably a lot of people are going to be going with a grip on that, just to have that little bit farther forward hand positioning. That's going to be a personal preference thing. I'm not worried about this thing at all getting loose or anything like that. So going up to the front, this is an aftermarket suppressor that I have on it just for looks. The barrel is 14mm counterclockwise threaded, for anyone that's wondering. Any of your standard stuff that you use for a lot of your other rifles will go right on there, no problem. It does come with an orange flash hider. As far as I know, it is not coming with a black metal replacement, so you're going to want to get something aftermarket to throw on there unless you want to keep that orange tip on there. A preference, but I don't really use them. You know that I like to stay blending in, so you might want to switch that out. Just to let you know, if you want to switch that out, you're going to have to pick one up aftermarket. Orange tip came off very easily for me. I didn't have to heat it or anything. Just a pair of pliers and it was good to go. So coming up to the top here, it does include in the box these Defiance flip-up sights, which work very well. They are pretty low profile. They look great on the gun. So only thing to keep in mind with these sights, they work very well. They're very sturdy, very well made. Only thing to keep in mind with these is if you run a full mask like me or lower face protection, I use the dye mask, the I4, and getting your face all the way down there is very, very difficult. These are pretty low profile on the gun, so you might want to consider an optic if you do run full face or lower face mask. So looking at the trigger itself here, so let's see if you can hear this here. That little clicking there, it's a micro switch trigger, and it's got a pretty short trigger pull. Now this did take a little bit of getting used to, because this is the first gun for me that I've ever used with a micro switch trigger. So it took a little bit of getting used to for me. But after I played just a few games with this, I got used to it very quickly. So unless you specifically don't like the micro switch triggers, I don't think it's a huge thing to worry about. So let's talk real quickly about the magazines. If you pre-ordered this, I believe before June 30th, you will get 2 magazines in the box. There's not really much to say about these. They are mid-caps. They're advertised as 102 round mid-caps, which I think is pretty accurate. I've been getting 90 to 100 rounds in one of these, and they've been feeding perfectly for me. I've had no issues whatsoever, even when I filled them to the very last bit that I could get with a speed loader in there. On the back, they have the realistic round markings here, which is pretty cool. On the bottom, MagX, G30, 45 ACP, Kriss Super V, so that's also some pretty cool trademarking there. Otherwise, they're pretty much just your standard mid-cap. They are very solid feeling. I'm pretty confident that I could drop this out of my gun onto the ground for a mag change and not have to worry about anything breaking. So far so good with the magazines. So let's see how it does in some shooting tests. Now let's see it in action and look at some gameplay. So in conclusion, we have a new 4-part ranking system to get a total score for this gun. First up is build quality. You get exactly what you expect from a Krytac products. For performance, it gets a 9 out of 10. It doesn't quite have the same range and accuracy as my CRB, but for quite a compact size, it does great, with FPS around 340 to 350. It's going to be perfect for those CQB games. As for value, I'm going to give this an 8 out of 10. With a price tag around $450 right now, it's definitely an expensive gun, but I understand what it took to make this, and like I said, you get what you pay for as far as quality goes. And the last category is awesomeness, and the Vector gets a 10 out of 10. Awesomeness is kind of like an X factor. It's how happy are you going to be to own this and play with it, and what's special about it. So essentially you're getting a Vector made by Kriss, so this is pretty awesome. So overall, that puts the Vector at a 9 out of 10. I definitely recommend it. So thanks for watching this video. I had a lot of fun making it, and I tried a lot of new things, so let me know in the comments what you liked and what you didn't like. And as always, hit that like button and subscribe if you want to see more videos. See you then.